That's awesome. Okay, we are live, guys.
Hey.
Welcome in. We are live. We're doing this every 2 weeks, and we are ready to go. So, little introductions. I'm the Bearded Practitioner. Go ahead, Joe.
What's going on, guys? Joe from the Bearded Life, one half of the Bearded Brothers, and I mean, just be honest here, I'm Sammy Cake's dad. That's how you guys all know me. It's fine.
Love it. Go ahead, Ryan.
YouKnowBearded here, or Ryan, flying solo here. If you guys don't already know, I was moving, so I've been kind of away from social a little bit. That's all I got to say right now. But now I should be stable for a few weeks, so good to go.
Awesome. Mr. Zebra?
Yep, Bearded Zebra, or Scott. Everybody knows me as Zebra, so I'm here. What's going on, everybody?
Beck, that would be you now, sir.
And Mr. Beck. Yep, Mr. Beck. Come on. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know if there was anything else coming from Zebra.
Yeah, no worries.
Chad, aka MechBeard. That's what you guys know me as on Instagram and my YouTube channel. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good.
One second before we get started, I think the video is child one or whatever because there's no comments.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Thank you very much. I forget that's the new step I have to take.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah, that is really different, huh?
I mean, hey, but I guess you got to make sure everything's safe.
Yeah, they're protecting their own butts since they got sued.
Is that what happened? I didn't understand what the point was.
Yeah, it was the COPPA law because the YouTube channel Ryan's World was for kids, and then it was directing like other kind of advertisements that weren't child related, and children were watching it. So YouTube ended up getting sued a hefty millions of dollars of fines. So
not like they can't afford it or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I think we're good. So Bam is saying that my thing said 10 p.m. because I think I did 8 p.m. and it didn't switch over to non-Eastern for some reason. That was weird. It's supposed to go up local.
Did you just say that Dan C's watching us? That's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, Dan, he sneaks in. He sneaks in occasionally.
Let him hang out with us.
Yeah, for sure. He's a good guy.
Oh, absolutely. I just, I'm afraid Dan's going to critique me. Like, come on, man. You're talking about, like, the god of the beard world. Like, it's a little nerve-wracking.
It'd be constructive criticism,
Yeah.
I have the utmost respect for Dan C.
Absolutely. He's a good guy. He's a good friend. So we have a little bit little bit of welcome. So what is going on this week, guys? I know that this week I have been with Jolly Old Fat Man all week, and with his beard products. I've been 2 weeks of it now. So this is end of week 2 and absolutely loving it. So who else wants to go? Who's reviewing what? What's going on and what's going on in your guys' world?
Well, I mean, over here I've been reviewing actually Coon beard products and Voodoo Men's Craft, a new company. Both of them are pretty new, actually. Just oils from each. So I've just been rotating, one during the day, one at night, or vice versa, whatever it might be. And we've also been kind of gearing up for the next round of giveaways for Sammy Cake's community meetup, which we're already up to 10 giveaways for the next one. So
right on.
That's about it over here, though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What's going on, Joe?
Yeah, Mr. Barbado Joe is in the house.
Joe!
Barbado Joe.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hey, did Joe just call us a derogatory name? No.
Yeah, that's fine.
He would never do such a thing.
He would absolutely do such a thing, okay?
So what's going on, Ryan? You're moving. What's going on? What's up? Where are you staying? Or you?
Yeah, how
When
was
are you
the move?
moving?
Yeah, I'm at my parents' house now. Yeah, I'm at my parents for a few weeks till I get settled in, find a job out there. So I haven't really been too much. I mean, Beard Octane for the whole time because that's the only thing I had out there. So
Nice.
That's good
really
product.
about it.
Yeah.
Beard Octane, the butter and the oil, pretty much a whole week.
Which one? Which product of theirs?
The liquid gold.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second.
I got at my old address.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've had that happen. That's not fun.
I gotta
It's
go
like
pick
somebody's
that
got
up.
your beard mail hostage. It's not nice. Yeah.
and then I got was it Chronic Beard's Shatterfly. So I look forward to trying that out.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, you like that
man.
Shatterfly.
Yeah.
Love
that's
Shatterfly,
really
man.
all I got going on.
Mr. Bam is in the house.
Bam, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Bam? Bearded Miss Maximus.
What's up, Beardiest?
Yeah, awesome. What's going
I
on,
love the
Zebra?
names that some of our bearded folks come up with.
Yeah, I know, I love it. I know, it's awesome.
For me, I am currently testing out something that I cannot say at this moment. I cannot say. I can't.
Nothing wrong with that.
It'll be revealed in some future point, but other than that, me and Chad over here have our first meetup tomorrow, so
Nice.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, so where are you guys meeting up at?
Probably Auburn. It's about a halfway point for me and him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
One guy's not making the whole drive, huh?
I told him I'd come all the way to him. It didn't matter to me.
You're a good guy.
Yeah, right on, Chad. That's awesome. So, Chad, what's going on with you?
Aside from trying to, get me killed or you killed while you're trying to go live while driving, what else is new?
That was funny. I need one of those windshield mounts. That way I ain't messing with the phone. Then it'd be all good. Then I could have both hands, one on the steering wheel, one on the freaking stick, so I can shift.
Yeah.
But what I got going on is I got in some stuff from the Bearded Mixologist, all the way from the UK. Really, really cool dude, and his stuff is really nice. So I've been rolling with that this week.
That's awesome. How are you liking it?
I am loving it, to be honest. Like it's just really good stuff.
Yeah,
like it's
good.
crazy that he hasn't put a line to this and started charging people like on the shelves or like online an actual business with it, but maybe in due time for himself.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So I had that British company 2 weeks ago, and did you find that their stuff scent wise is a little bit lighter than what you would find in America?
I feel that it was pretty pungent, to be honest. It's pretty strong. Well, the stuff that I got from Bearded Mixologist anyways, so.
But he's not selling it, right? So he could probably do that. So I guess that's a difference, is that he doesn't have to go through, if you're just giving it away, it's a different story. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Okay, so we have a couple topics that we wanted to bring up today, and thank you, Joe, for bringing up the first couple. And first one is we want to bring and talk about, and you can elaborate on this, Joe. We are talking about the length of testing for beard product reviewers. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Prac.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So this all came about, me and Ryan were actually talking about it too. There was a review that I saw where, I'm not going to air things out, but this is what brought it to mind. The individual did his review, said that he tested the product essentially one time and then was like, nope, I don't like it, and went on and gave it a horrible review, basically saying that it wasn't a good product. And as far as I know, this was also a product that was sent to him. He did not pay for this product. So it was like, you know, I think you got to give a beard company a little bit more than one use off a product that's been sent to you. Unless it did you some kind of physical harm, I think they deserve a little more than that. I mean, it just seems like it's not a very educated review off of just one use.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't gauge a product off one use.
So that brought it to my brain, and I was like, man, you know, I wonder what everyone else considers to be a good length of time before you put out a review. Like, what is enough time to know if it's a good or a bad product? And then I figured, well, there's going to be 5 of us here. What better time to bring it up?
Yeah. What do you think, Chad? I know that we've had some discussion. What's your thought on that?
To be honest, I think at least 1 week, you know, to get a full substantial, you know, of how it feels in beard, the scent, longevity, et cetera, you know, how it feels on your skin, how it soaks into your skin, your beard hair.
Yeah, I agree with you, completely agree with. What was your thought on that? So how long do you think that, so this is what I was thinking. So is it per product or per company?
Per product,
per
for
company,
sure.
I would say. You think
Okay.
per product?
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, there's no bad, and this is the one thing that we brought up. There is no wrong answers here. It's just that, what is your experience? So do you think, and Ryan, I would, what is your, you said that per company for 1 week, for instance, right? What's your experience with that? And do you think that is it based off of the fact that you feel like most of the scents are going to be different, but the carrier oils will be the same and your beard will feel pretty much, because their products are somewhat universal, right?
Right. I'd say most of the time carriers and stuff like that are all the same. The only thing that changes would be scent, duration, you know, how strong it is. So it's kind of redundant, unless, again, carriers and all that are different.
Right. So I know that from my experience, I started off, and this is my journey as a reviewer, I started off trying to just do like 2 days, and then I realized you just can't get enough usage out of it. And so I try to go a full, if I get a combo, and that's the other thing that I run into. If I get a combo or several combos, I try to give 5 days on every combo, at least 5 days.
I think that I agree with you there. I think that at least the minimum of 5 days. And I've talked to a couple of people. I've seen like Barbara Dojo talk about it, and I've seen other people talk about it. The minimum, at least, of like 5 days.
See,
I think it should be plenty. But I try to do a week at least.
See, I guess that's where, I mean, like we said, everybody's different. Your way of doing things. My minimum right now is a week. That's my minimum.
Yep.
But I try to at least do at my, like, I guess my average, I would say, is at least 10 days. That's what I try for. I want to do 2 weeks just because I don't want to rush things out. I felt like that's what I did in the beginning. I felt like in the beginning I was really just trying to keep pumping reviews out, and I kind of felt like, you know what? I don't need to do that. Let me take my time. And I just want to take my time with a product, because to me, the one thing that has always gotten me is the first week. Because when you get a new product in, as long as it's a good product, it's your favorite product for a week, or until you get something else new in. So I think the longer you sit with a product, the more you actually realize how good of a product it is.
I also think it depends on how much of a product the company sent you, you know, or amount of product that you're reviewing should determine the amount of time needed for sense, and you know what I mean?
Right.
There's an interesting question too. Like, let's say, for example, a company decides to send you their whole line. Do you review the whole line in one shot, or do you break it up?
No, I mean, I don't know.
That's a good question, and I think that that's what. So did you guys watch the Tyson where he was trying to give some advice to new reviewers?
I don't think I saw
Where
that one.
so Tyson put out a video that said advice to new reviewers on, and he was talking a lot about the videography piece of it and how to market it in onto YouTube. But one of his statements was that you can do unboxings and products you don't have to do it all in the same time. So, and that was something that I kind of like, I don't know, I always get like the company's products, and if I have enough money to buy more than, more, I'll buy more, and if I don't, I just have enough money to buy maybe 2 combos, then that's what I'll buy. And then, I'll tell the company that's what I'm going to try for the next 2 weeks. Now,
yeah, I typically don't do unboxings for like single or combo items, If I know I got a bigger order coming in, I might do an unboxing for that, just to show what their packaging is like. But usually it's just bubble wrap and a bubble wrap mailer.
Right.
For most companies,
And did you see Bam's statement? So Bam is saying that he's saying that the week-long reviews where you just do an unboxing and then you do the review like a week or later, he would like to see more of, I think, Andy Just Andy. I try to push out a little bit of content throughout the week of stuff I'm reviewing, put a little video to it, something to, add a little bit of like, hey, this is how my testing's going.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Like the process, like documenting the process.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea right there.
See, I would wonder by now if people have noticed yet, because, for example, like today we did an unboxing, or my daughter did the unboxing for Ferocious Beard. And it'll probably be 2, maybe even 3 weeks before that review gets put out. So with us, the unboxing doesn't necessarily mean, hey, we unboxed it, so that's what we're testing right now. I've never really correlated those two together, like, oh, it's here, so that means this is what I'm testing at the moment. And the other thing about us is we can only film 1 day a week. That's it. We've only got Saturday because that's the only day my brother's free. So a lot of the times we're reviewing product, like this Saturday, we're reviewing stuff we tested last month.
Right.
So, things are just different for everybody.
Yeah, like when I did Jolly Old Fat Man's, I did his for a whole week, and I did on Instagram, I did a video every day for that week. But, in my conditions, it's kind of hard to kind of do that like every single day, and it just depends. And I just like to try to get, I want a solid review out there, and I want to, make sure that it's lengthy and descriptive as possible. I just don't want to just throw something together and be like, here it is.
Well, see, that's the other. Most people. Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
I was going to say most people are busy throughout the week with, work and family. So trying to set up a midweek review, on product is a little bit difficult. And by the time you're even ready to set up a midweek review, you may as well just wait until the end of the week, or if whenever you got free time near the end.
Yeah, that's the same. I think that's the same thing that we run into with, it's just that we all have day jobs, and I think that we all have families and things going on. So I think it just depends on when you can. I try to do like those little videos, like 20 minutes before I have to leave to go to work. And sometimes I can't do it. Something happened. I have about once a week, I usually have something that has happened to where I got to get to work now, or I didn't get enough time to do 20 minutes, or, I just didn't find that the video was good enough to go and throw a little bit of funniness or whatever I had out there that day.
Right. See, and I also edit my videos too, which takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So I don't just throw a plain one and done.
I just started editing. Like I'm coming into modern times, little by little. I'm getting there. Little small steps, baby steps. Okay, I'm getting there.
Hey,
nothing wrong with that.
That's the longest part, is trying to edit your videos, and you get the correct information out there.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the one thing and I'm going to bring up Dan, that he does the research. So he'll actually research the heck out of it. I don't know where he finds the time, to be honest with you, but he researches the heck out of the products, and that's something that I've always been really I've always been admiring Dan for doing that, because of the fact that he puts so much effort into knowing what to say, because he has to always I know at this point he's probably gotten really good at it, but when you first come out, you have to make sure that you're stating facts and opinions, and then you also have to have your format down really well, and then you also have to be able to say specifically what you like about each product and what you don't. And I know that sometimes you get, you're getting 5 or 6 things that you have to review, and coming up with a good, distinct, this is what it is, here's what the carriers are, here's what it will benefit you with, and here's what it won't. That's a lot of research, and I don't think people realize that that's how much goes into this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that everyone realizes actually what goes into a reviewer's timetable, and like the other thing is, as a reviewer, I don't know about you guys, but with us, if we get like if a company messages us and sends us product, that product then goes to the front of the line basically. So if I just ordered 2 or 3 things for myself because I wanted to try them, I might not get to use those things for like a month or 2 because I've got other things I'm in the middle of reviewing, and I can't stop what I'm doing, because then I'll lose my train of thought totally. I'll be like, oh wait, I was reviewing something?
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be gone. I'll be all the way off to the left at that point. So I don't think people really realize the work that goes into some of the stuff we do. And I think part of that is because we are seeing these part-time reviewers pop up all the time. And I know we're all part-time, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But what I mean is these guys who flip their camera on, do a 4-minute video and say they're a reviewer.
Yeah. And I think there's different, like you're saying, there's different classes. There's people that just, they just popped in, they got a phone and a YouTube channel or an Instagram channel, and they throw their stuff in. And then there's people that are taking their time and taking this to another level. And there's, definitely different levels between that. But I think that to be a good what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's also learning, involved when you first get in the game, like, you know what I mean, like how to accurately describe how the product, and what the people want to not necessarily hear but know about it. You don't want to just rush through a review, but sometimes when you're new at it, you're just so nervous or scared that you're just
Right.
get it out there. You know what I mean?
There is something to be said about sitting in front of a camera.
Yep.
Oh man,
yourself.
It's funny. I got a message yesterday about that. Some a guy who's just getting started. He asked me, like, how do you get over that feeling of the camera and even going live and stuff like that? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I still haven't figured it out for myself. I just listen. When I go live, I just turn it on and I go. And if it comes out great. If not, well then I just go on and say something funny afterwards. Like, hey, did you see how stupid I was tonight? You just kind of got to roll with it. Like, just roll with it and see what happens, man.
And you just got to start though too. If you're not used to being in front of a camera or camera shy, you either get used to it or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
To me, the biggest thing is, listen, Ryan, I think, has gone back and watched our first videos at this point. Just go watch, just go put the video out. And if it's not good, everyone will let you know. And you'll have time to go fix it at that point.
Yep, and then do another video. And then
that's it. Until you get to the point where you're comfortable.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was watching. That one of those YouTube influencer, videos where it's talking about how to become a YouTube influencer. And one of the things that the guy kept saying was, you just got to put stuff out. You just got to put it out. And it may not be perfect. Now, it doesn't mean put junk out. Put some time into it, but definitely, it's not going to be perfect. It's the 80-20 rule.
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back 1 second, guys. I got to take care of something real quick.
No worries.
All right.
So, and I think that for testing, what is it so that's the one thing that I've noticed, that a lot of products are very similar in the way that they're made. I've run into a couple products that are completely different. MechBeard was an example recently. Her bombs are completely different.
Yeah.
I found that. I mean, one was made with cocoa butter, the other one's made with this. I have another product that I'm about ready to do a unboxing for that she sent me out, and it has a different product, a different butter in it, a different, consistency in it. So I feel like that type of stuff deserves definitely some longevity, because you want to make sure, hey, this is completely different than the last stuff I told you about.
I mean, yeah, it does. You're right. When you get to like other companies and most companies, for the most part, once they find that formula that works, they stick to it. And the only thing that changes is the scent profile, So a lot of the times when you go back with a company, you're just talking about that scent profile. So when you have companies that are changing their bombs every time they come out with something, or changing their oil, their carrier blend, and this and that, it is something that mixes things up and keeps things interesting, at least when you're doing the reviews.
Yeah.
Yep.
And definitely make sure that you have to keep notes. I don't know if you guys keep a little bit of notes, but I always keep a little bit of notes on what I thought about the product each day. I know the interesting thing is now that I'm rocking this smaller beard, it's a different experience trying out products. It really is. It's a different experience,
How many times do you get somebody with a big beard asking you if you want some beard? How many times does that happen?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. They still message it to me. I'm like, dude, I'm not like, tiny over here. I mean, I've got a decent sized beard. Relax, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I know one guy that just got so harassed, and he just like stopped reviewing. I was like, I'll come back when my beard's bigger. I'm just like, no, rock what you got. I couldn't help that I went to some barber and they chopped it all off, but I'm definitely going to rock what happened. I can't help. No, I could have done research to find the proper barber. That's what I realized from that mistake. Don't
trust. Just don't go to barbers. That's what I realized.
There's a truth to that. Learn how to do it yourself.
Nobody's touching my beard. Nobody. I promise you. Because if they cut my beard, I'm cutting them. Like.
I got a policy here. You cut me, I cut you.
That's it.
I feel like if someone's in the game though, like they're a barber and they're cutting hair or doing beard trims or whatnot, they should know what they're doing. You shouldn't have to worry about going there and be like, oh, is this guy going to screw up my beard or my hair or what?
So I was reading a bunch about that, and a bunch of people were saying they want to get their money's worth out of the trim. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
Like if Bearded Motivation lived around me, like if I lived near Dave, I wouldn't mind going to him for a shape up, because he obviously should know how to treat a beard right, especially if you want to keep it longer. But I'm sorry, man. A lot of these barbershops, if you watch when you walk into them, guys are coming out with that little one-line fade up and man, don't touch my beard, bro. We're gonna fight.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm back now. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. We have a little bit of echo. Someone? Do you guys hear the echo? Maybe I'm only the one hearing the echo.
No, I got the echo too.
I hear it.
Somebody has their friend YouTube on.
Echo.
So, that is really interesting to hear yourself in an echo.
Yeah, it just started too out of nowhere.
I think it is I noticed it when it came back. Zebra, can you check out your gear for a second? I noticed it when you just came back.
Oh, what'd you just do, Zebra?
Is it working now?
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
Good work, Zebra.
I guess it was my mic switch.
Yeah, my IT, that's the IT engineer that just comes out of me, how to troubleshoot things. I spent the entire week troubleshooting this one system, and it was like I couldn't figure it out, and it's always like so many micro steps to be able to figure it out, and then at the end you're just like, oh my gosh, it was a week.
It's the same.
Hey, so we never asked. What is everybody wearing in beard tonight?
Oh my God, we didn't do the most original question in beard history.
We're half an hour in.
I know.
Hey,
what's everyone rocking in beard?
going on there, Dan?
What's going on, Dan?
Oh, Dan C's here. Is he looking at me?
Dan C is here.
Is Dan looking at me? He's going to make me nervous.
He's looking at
Yeah.
What's going on, Dan? So
Dan, I love him. Dan did something awesome for my daughter. He's a great dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
he is.
Nothing but respect for him.
And congrats to the man because he just had his baby daughter. So
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
he's
awesome.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so-
yeah. So what's in beard, guys? So what are you guys rocking? I am rocking Mr. Jolly Old Fat Man, and it is called "To All a Good Night," and it is rose and lavender, and I absolutely love it. It's kind of an incense kind of incense kind of meditation smell to me. So I
Nice.
love it. Yeah.
Right on. I still gotta try them.
I've got Coon mahogany in,
Nice.
and it's a nice kind of just what it says it is, like a mahogany smell. It's nice. I like it. I love the presentation too. Like it's going to be a fun review to do.
Yeah. Right.
Mr.
Yeah, I'm
Dan
currently
said
rocking
that we
the,
are looking beautiful, by the way.
the
Beardyful. Love it.
Beautiful. That's absolutely right.
the chronic beard. The Shatterfly there. That's what I'm
Nice.
rocking.
Test sent for Jester. Who's got that? I don't got that yet. I can't wait to be Jester. Shatterfly is fantastic.
Who has the test sent for Jester?
I don't know. Not me. Not yet. And I'm one of the Jesters.
Jolly Old Fat
Parlor.
Man.
Oh, Bam's got it in?
Nice.
No, okay,
Nice,
there you
Bam.
go.
I can't wait, dude.
Looks like
Black,
Dan
Black
C's
Rebel, huh?
Rebel.
Juniper Pie.
Nice.
Black Rebel Juniper Pie. Nice.
That sounds
Man,
awesome.
look at see, Dan finds like these things that none of us have ever heard of before. The man must live on beard sites.
He does his research.
Yeah,
Right.
he does, and also they reach out to him a lot because he's.
I know it-
he's.
He's got a like a phone hidden in his beard. It just slides out, and he can just start. Yep, that one.
Yeah.
And
Speed dial beard products.
he's like man. He's like Beard Man. That's him. That's it. He's got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I am currently rocking product to be named later with company to be named later to be set for a later date.
There you go. Love all the information, bro.
Nothing wrong with that.
Need to know. Need to know information. I'm rocking in
I haven't tried the Anointed yet. I haven't
Yeah.
tried any of their stuff.
Yeah. I'm rocking the Bearded Mixologist. He's on Instagram. He's from UK. I got the Juicy with Fruits. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right on.
And what do you got in, Ryan? I think you said.
Yeah, I got the chronic beard.
Yeah.
His Shatterfly.
Yep,
His newest
yep.
release.
Cool.
No, I haven't tried Anointed either. Asking the question in the answering the question in the chat. I haven't tried Anointed either. So not yet.
Yeah.
It is on my list.
Yep.
My very short list, which is actually like about 100 company long, but it's there somewhere. I'll get to it. I promise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's always, and that's so just a quick question. What is next on your list? Like, what is one company that it could be big or small that you guys that you're interested in right now?
My Simply Tailored.
My
Really?
Simply Tailored?
Yep, My Simply Tailored. They helped out with our last review, and me and him got to talking, me and the owner Billy, and I don't know, there's something about the company and the way he does things. I'm interested to see, because like I said, he sent an oil here for the review, so I got to smell it and everything, but I couldn't test it because somebody won it and I had to give it away. So now I'm curious, and I got to get the stuff in here and try it out.
Some person in this reviewers may or may not have a package from them and is waiting to do the unboxing with his son in like tomorrow.
Dude. You're killing me here, man.
Yeah, I've been talking to them for a little bit too. Really nice company, really nice owners, and that's the cool thing. So they have a dual ownership, and one guy lives in Britain and the other guy is American. So yeah,
And then they have a full team. It's kind of crazy, and I'm just looking forward to trying out some of their product.
Yeah,
Right.
I got their cool water and $1 Million.
I know.
So 2 cologne scents. I love cologne, so you can't go wrong with cologne for me.
Right.
Honestly, for me, I want to try miners. I keep seeing so much stuff about them up.
Yes, you do.
I've yet to try
You need to
miners.
get on it, man.
Yes, you do. And listen, nobody in here is going to tell you not to. So
I know, that's the thing.
you want? I can go get my daughter. She'll tell you how great they are. I mean,
Right.
Ryan, there's a couple of discount codes out there you can use, buddy.
I know, man. This move killed me though. So.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Ryan, if you do order from Miners and you want to order me the Covenant, I won't be mad at you, bro. Like, it's all good.
I got you.
Awesome.
So
I got you, man.
Yeah, so I have the Covenant beard wash, I have the Covenant balm and
What is it with
oil,
you?
and it's sitting. It's sitting. I'm waiting for the review to start on Monday.
Look at him. He's just trying to make me feel bad right now. That's what this is.
I look
Everything you
at
want, Joe, I have.
I look at it every day, and I'm going, oh, Joe has everything. He loves them too. Yeah.
The Covenant is really nice. Double Barrel Moonshine and the West Virginia Bourbon from the newest ones that I have. Those are all nice ones.
What about you, Zebra? Who's next on the hit list?
Oh. Hey, got something coming in from a company that Mech just got them in. He did an unboxing already, but Wooly.
Oh.
Was it Wooly?
Yeah, Wooly Wizard.
Dude,
Yeah.
awesome name. Awesome name. Just love
it.
names like that.
Yeah, well thought out. I always like. I thought, I always like to play on words.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't want to be a wizard, though? Like, I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
That's right.
One Tyler with Woolly Wizard, he's a really awesome dude.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's really, and see, that's what I love about this community is that the owners are approachable, and yet all the community members are fairly approachable. Very rarely do you find anybody that's just going to put you off and not talk to you.
Right. I love the personal communication with the owners of the companies. I think that's a real nice touch. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that kind of brings me to our second topic, our major topics for today. And so this is kind of talking about when we should talk to companies. And we're talking about when should we ask for free products as reviewers. And I think, Joe, you may want to expand upon that if you want.
Dun.
So it's not really just like when we should or shouldn't ask for products or how it should be done. It's more of a question of, I guess, like you said in the beginning, there's levels to this. There's stages to this. And we happen to know for a fact that there are reviewers out there just getting started. They don't even have a video up yet, but they're messaging companies left and right asking for free products. And I feel like in the long run, that just hurts all of us.
Yep.
It hurts every one of us. It discredits a lot of what we do. And so the question then becomes, how do we deal with that now? Because we know that now when we talk to a company, he's probably already been asked 30 times that day for free product from 30 different people he's never heard of before.
So here's the thing, though, too, is I think it becomes partially on the company's side, too, looking at the people asking, the amount of followers, the amount of content we have on our page,
Well, I agree. I think it's just like what Joe is saying, though. There is a statement to be said, and this is something that.
Right now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So I think there is stages within our beard game and our reviewing and our reviewers. There's a certain place to where people will approach us, and I think that's always the best advice for anybody joining into this.
Yeah.
Buy product. It's a hobby. Enjoy it. That's the reason why you're in it. This is about, if you want to be a reviewer and you want to take that step, awesome. But be part of this be part of the hobby. It means first buying it and trying it out for a while. See what you get, have the experience with different companies, see what you like, see what you don't like, get some experience. If you just jump in and say, I want to make some money or I want to get some free product, you're not going about it the right way, in my opinion, just because this is a hobby. This is about, it's like, you know, when we were kids getting trading cards. You know, you're not going to go get a Babe Ruth card right off the bat. Nobody's just going to give you one.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're definitely not going to, you're going to have to go to Walgreens for a while, see if you like I don't know if you have Walgreens around, but when I was a kid, I used to just go buy, you know, little
Walgreens on every corner.
Yeah. So I used to put those little.
You gotta have some skin in the game first, you know?
Right. That's my point, is that I used to buy these little packs of bubble gum, and I used to have to go eat those nasty bubble gum to go and get the, you know, the playing cards out to go and see, and I would get duplicates. And before I went and bought a huge pack of the, you know, 1999 series of Tops, or, you know, whatever it was. And but I think that's the same way, right?
Yeah. I got a kind of a two-step thing to that. Like, the first thing is, like, if you want to be a new reviewer, what I would first do is, if you're going to reach out to a company, ask if they offer any samples. If they don't, if they sell samples, ask if they sell samples. That's the way I think how you should start with that. But, like, I wouldn't go right off the bat and just ask for free stuff or whatever. But if a company approaches you after a while, and, you know, they'll start to notice you after you, you know, put stuff out there that you like and everything, companies will tend to reach out to you and be like, hey, you know, do you want to try this? So
for me personally, I don't think it's bad reaching out to companies. I think it really just depends, like you said there, a practitioner, the amount of skin you have in the game and how well, you know, you're commenting or being active in the community.
Right. And Bam makes a good statement. So it's the relationship. When you're engaged with an owner, you are engaged with them. And if you engage, you will decide at the point to where you either are going to buy a product or maybe they'll offer something. And if they don't, then go buy it, in my opinion. Buy something, buy a combo, buy an oil, do something, whatever you can afford. You know, most of the products are around $15. Even if you just buy an oil from the company and then they sometimes they'll throw in some samples. I've had, you know, now at this game, some people have thrown a couple samples in, maybe a butter. Hey, try this. Because I might be, you know, because it's, you know, to buy a whole series, it is true. To buy a whole series of product, it's around $60, 60 to 70 to go buy. And that's just for if you buy a balm oil, if they offer butter, and then maybe some sort of co-wash or wash. That's usually what I'm trying to get into as a product reviewer, is I want to see what all their product line has for me. And then at that point, I can feel like I can ascertain whether this is a good product or not.
Yeah, relationship is key whether you buy anything or not. Because, I mean, if you talk to someone and, you know, you're like, if you're planning on making a purchase and you're talking to a company and they treat you like crap, you know, then what makes you feel like you want to invest in that company?
Right.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is that when it comes to spending your money on something, if we're being really honest here, you don't have to like the person you're buying their product. If we're just being perfectly honest here, I'm not saying you should do it that way, but you don't know if you like Colgate, but you buy their toothpaste. You know what I mean? The guy who owns Tommy Hilfiger could be the biggest a-hole walking the planet. People are still buying his jeans.
Right.
So not when you're just a consumer or customer, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. But if you're going to try and reach out to these companies, understand something. I made that mistake when I first got in because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. And it could have ended us right in the beginning. It could have shot us right down. But I'm telling you now, don't do it. Just stop. Just stop. Buy your products. If you want to do the reviews because you want to do them, do them. And everything else will come along with time, and you'll find your spot where you're comfortable, you're good, and you know what you're doing. And everything else will just evolve on its own.
Completely agree.
I feel there's like many different variables to that aspect of like somebody buying the product and somebody asking. I mean, personally, I don't think anybody should ask for any of the product. Just buy it, like anybody else. These companies spend hard-earned cash that they work for to get these companies going, to buy that, material, to make the labels and to make the product with the oils and the different fragrance, and essential oils and stuff like that. And that, and that takes a lot of time too. And just for someone, especially to someone that's not even just, they're fresh into the game or they're just starting out, to ask a company is almost, in my opinion, disrespectful.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you're just starting out, yeah, it's kind of disrespectful. But I think if you've been in the game, though, sometimes companies just get so busy, So just reaching out and say, hey, if you interested, just a friendly, hey, I'm here.
Listen,
just kind of put it out there.
Relationship, though.
You know what I mean? It takes me time to set up and tear down, just like we discussed earlier, to do the review. So
listen, there is. You're right, though. There is definitely levels to this, man. And if you don't even have a video up, where do you get the right to even ask for something? Like,
right.
I don't understand how you even have that logic working in your brain, really.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, Joe.
Yeah.
Like you haven't even done anything yet. How does that work? I had a few videos out before I even thought to ask, and they were bad videos. I thought they were good, but they were bad videos. But they were still out there.
Hey, put some out, though.
They were not good videos, but they were there. Okay?
They were there.
So Bam points out, and this is, coming from an owner, and I'm sure that he gets hit up all the time. And so it's just how you reach out. It really is. I think if you have an established relationship with anybody, that's what you're looking for. And you're not going to probably, I don't know. I fall into the Dan who told me early on, just be patient. It will come if you build it.
Yep.
It's like the field of dreams. If you are building your viewership, that's right. That's what I just said. Throw that out. If you build it, you will come. No, but I think that's what we should be. That's what, as you just keep going, and it's a process.
Yeah.
And it's just like anything.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And if you follow the process, and we've all been there. We've probably asked the wrong person. I know I've probably asked somebody who sounded like I was looking for free gimmies. And maybe said it the wrong way when I wasn't looking to say it the wrong way. My intention probably wasn't to go gimme, but you can't. And the other thing is, the social media is just one of those weird things where you don't know somebody's intentions just based off of a DM.
Or emojis doesn't express everything.
No.
That's why I hate text messages. You can never really. There's no emotion in a text message, and it always starts a fight somehow. Always.
Yeah. Like, even with my wife, it's still, were you joking or were you serious?
Yeah.
Somehow
we all didn't learn to ride a bike in one day.
Right. And that's why building a relationship with somebody over a little bit of time, doesn't have to be a huge amount of time, but a little bit of time will help somebody feel more comfortable with your intention. I think intention is everything.
Right.
Well, I think part of it too is, and Bam's still in here, so he can probably attest to this. Part of the problem is that so many companies have been burned, and that's just the reality. They've sent product out left and right to different reviewers and got nothing in return for it.
Yeah.
They didn't even get a bad review out of it. They just got nothing.
Now, do you think that's part of the company's fault for not checking on the reviewer?
You know what? It depends on how you're looking at this, though, because
there's so many things that it's like anything else. But
because, as you just put it, Ryan, you just said that companies get busy, so you don't see an issue with reaching out to them. Well, at the same token, these companies are busy; they can't research everybody that asks them for something.
Right.
I've had some, what my problem is I think that I've run into, and I've only run into one company that I can think of, one or two, where I got products and it didn't work out well. It didn't work out well. And the product went bad on me. And I didn't know how, as a reviewer, to spin it in a way that wasn't one of those. I didn't want to be one of those shock videos, and that was extremely difficult for me to figure out what I needed to say, especially about somebody's product that they're so passionate about. And I remember thinking this one specific company, they had a really bad reaction to another reviewer who said something bad about their products, and I just chose to be like, hey, I'm just going to go kind of, I didn't know what to do. And to this day, I still haven't really talked about it, because it was one of those ones where I knew that if I didn't want to give them a bad review because I liked them personally, but I know that their reaction to the bad product in another reviewer's way was not good. And it turned into a lot of drama.
Man, I've got a company still chasing me down over a good review. Okay, it wasn't a great review. It was an okay review, we'll say. It wasn't a great one. And yet I still get like 8 messages a day with this company yelling at me about it.
Oh,
I'm like, man, what would you have done to me if I gave you a bad review? You know, like, I mean, yeah, but it's funny. Dan actually, if he's still in here, I don't know, but Dan C actually helped me with that situation once. I got a company in, and I messaged him, and I said, and the review's up, so I don't have to hide anything here. It was from Monster Beard Care. And I said to Dan, I said, listen, beyond my own experience, which wasn't great, I'm reading a lot of really bad things about the company. You know, that they don't send people their products, they hold out on people, all that kind of stuff. People have paid for stuff, they're not getting it. I said, what do I do? Because I really hadn't put out any like shock reviews, as you would put it, like anything like slamming a company. And he was like, listen, he was like, just be real. He was like, be honest and put all the information you have on the table. He was like, you'll get more respect for it at the end of the day than you will if you sit there and tiptoe around the subject.
Yep.
He was like, just be honest.
Yep.
It's hard. It's hard to do, but I think that, you know, and I think that you can do it. The one thing I never talked to that company about it, and I've actually moved on and actually bought more of their product, and we have a good relationship now. However, what I did do was I now have a policy that if something I don't like, I will keep it between me and them, and I probably won't speak of it in their review. And I don't do like a huge review. I usually do a discussion review where I just have them online. We talk about their company, we talk about their story and something interesting. But we, you know, if I know that there's something negative that I experienced with them, I will definitely keep it within, I will at least tell them about it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with giving the company a heads up before you tell them their stuff isn't any good. I mean, you just want to be, I mean.
Right,
Listen,
I know.
Everybody's different. You know, everybody's going to have a different experience. So to me, when it comes to these reviews, like companies almost should expect, okay, I've sent my stuff out to 20 different reviewers, and out of the 20, I got 2 bad reviews. That's not bad. I can live with that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I try working with the company. If something is wrong with whatever, you know, if I have an issue with something, I'll try to work, you know, and talk to the company first, you know, out of respect, and be like, hey, you know, this is what I didn't find, you know, this and that. And if they say, you know, this is the reason why. Like,
or do you wait for the review? We're not doing it all.
Like,
while you don't like the product.
Like, while I'm testing it, if there's something wrong, you know, then if there's an issue or whatever, I'll reach out to the company and let them know what, you know, or ask them what happened, or why is this like this, you know, why is the scent not last long enough, or something like that, you know. And then, like, if they explain to me, like, some of these companies that are like, well, it's made out of all essentials, so we can't put the duration that we want into it over, you know, other people that put fragrances, and this is why, you know, and stuff like that. And just their process, it could just be something that they did, or like, for example, when somebody sent me something when they happened to be drinking that night and made a product or something, and then it'd be off, you know, and, you know, you just kind of talk with the company first before you know, put it out there.
Yeah. And I think that's what, so in this one circumstance, I know that, I don't know sure if there was any communication, but I know that the reviewer I don't know if it was a slam, it wasn't really, it was just honest. I think I think Joe, you're right. I think that honesty goes a long way. I try to keep so positive about anything because I think it's all perspective. Sensor perspective to me. I will say something doesn't last as long, but there's a reason why, like essential oils being a different, that English company that I tried, great product. It didn't last at all. And that was okay. And we discussed it. And, I said, this is the truth about, what you guys have. It just doesn't last very long.
They also have different standards and guidelines they have to abide by. So
right, exactly.
There are things that companies in the U.S. can do that they cannot do. And it affects their scent duration and things like that in a great way, actually.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So I think that's what, and it's always interesting because I've really enjoyed, there's not very many products out there that are bad. I don't know if you guys have run, maybe I'm just buying products that I find that are just, there's always something unique about them, something cool about them. I like their story. I like a bio line behind a company, like All Things Earthy. The lady's a lady barber, and she and her husband plays guitar and has played for Stephen King at Castle Rock. Those are the story bio lines that I absolutely love. I'm always like, that's crazy. She lives in the middle of Maine, nowhere Maine, and her husband does gigs for Stephen King. And that just blows me away when you hear those stories. And that's what kind of I love establishing that relationship. And whether they give you free stuff or not, I'll always buy at least a combo from somebody because I think their story is awesome. And that's kind of what I've kind of go from, like, hey, I found you in a live stream. I don't think that in my opinion, I don't think I've gone searching for products. They've just come to me at the right time. Like BAM's an instance. I was just on Instagram one night and he popped up. He was fairly new. And then I started following him. I liked what he was saying. And then I think he ended up in one of my live streams and he offered my son a product and we took it and I was like, oh, this is really cool. He's an ultra cool dude. And I think at the time I wasn't buying, I had a set of already testing stuff that I was already doing, but he gave me a free something. And then now I'm, 2 or 3 months later, I was able to purchase a fairly good amount and test his stuff for a couple weeks. And I felt that was adequate, like, hey, I really want to get to BAM stuff, but I just didn't have the time. Right.
BAM stuff is amazing. Amazing. The man needs more credit, honestly. He needs a little more attention, BAM. He needs a little more eyes drawn because he's got an amazing product. It really is. This bomb is one of the best out there, period.
Yeah,
bomb butter. I think it is exactly a hybrid, just like what he's saying. It's one of the best hydrating and holding butters that you'll find out there. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
We were the first guys to review BAM.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys did because I think you guys helped put him on the map. I think there's several people that help him put him on the map, and he's an excellent. And he also, what I like about him is he's persistent. He goes on Instagram all the time, push marketing himself. Hey, and then he's also very jovial. This is why I did it, and this is what is about me.
He's a jolly old fat man.
He is.
He's absolutely.
The name is absolutely perfect. And I think we helped him get a foothold, but if I had to give credit to really somebody who helped kind of launch him a bit, I'd have to say Bearded America. Then when he did the review to the elf, I think that was what really caught people's eyes because they were like, man, what is in there? Like, look at him. They were like,
yeah.
That's so true. And you know what? So I had Elf in this week, and I was going to lunch with one of my friends, and they go, I smell maple syrup. Why does it smell like maple syrup? And I'm like, that's me. It's my beard.
It's my beard. My beard. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And you know what? That I will say the Elf is one of the most long-lasting oils, and I did it on purpose. I left it in for like 36 hours without refreshing it. That thing was still going. I could still smell, and I thought maybe I just put too much, but that scent is amazing. And it washes out just fine too. So it's not like it's just like hanging around, but you can put it in. It has longevity. That maple syrup smell is amazing.
He uses real maple syrup in every one.
Does he really?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard some weird things, but I would think probably it was a fragrance oil. But nailed it. And I'll tell you the other thing is his barber shop. Holy moly! That
I haven't gotten to try the barbershop yet.
I definitely want to go for that.
Yeah, have you guys tried it?
Not yet.
No.
No, I gotta put in a new order with Bam. We have like a lot of his original line, if you will. We have the naughty list. We have the nice list. We have Run Rudolph. We got Claus's Kitchen. We got a ton of his originals. And then he started coming out with all these new ones out of nowhere, and I'm like, damn, man, I'm broke. What are you doing, dude? Like, knock it off. Stop. Slow down.
The one that Joe...
Beard then. Cost you too much money for all these products.
I'm going to have to start selling drugs so I can supply my beard habit.
Yeah, one of the ones that Joe has, I have, it's Run Rudolph, and surprisingly, he says it's not a big seller, and I don't know why. It is an awesome coffee scent. It is underrated because it's an awesome coffee scent. Like,
my brother would agree with you 1,000,000% if he was sitting here. It is one of his all-time favorites. He loves the scent to death. And when he heard that Bam was thinking about pulling it because it's not selling well, he was like, wait, you better tell me first because I'm ordering like a year's supply just to be sure it's here.
I mean, yeah, it's got chocolate in it, but it's mainly coffee, and the coffee is a killer coffee scent.
Huh. He's on his game, guys. I just have.
See, there it is. It's out of stock for good.
Oh, is that Run Rudolph?
Yeah. I think he was having a problem with one of the ingredients he needs for that too, though. I think was part of the problem as well.
Yeah, amazing. I really liked Meli Kalikimaka. And I liked it because it had that tropical. And somebody else I saw who was reviewing that the last couple weeks.
That was Chef. Bearded Metal Chef just reviewed Meli Kalikimaka.
I feel like I'm trying to tie a cherry with my tongue, trying to say that word.
Meli Kalikimaka? Meli Kalikimaka?
That new one, that comment that he's got out, that Maduro's cigar with the green apple, is really, really nice stuff. I don't know if any of you guys have tried that yet.
Oh, wow.
Man, listen. I love so many companies. I do. And the problem is just, again, there's just not enough money in the world to fulfill my habit. That's just the reality of it. Like, I love Luxurious Bastard. Love Lux. Absolutely love his product. And I've got one combo from him right now. It's just the way things work out sometimes.
I feel you.
So yeah, that's, you know what, I see so many posts on, so I do that What's in My Beard series every day as much as I can. And I do it every day, and that's my test day. You know, I'm showing everybody what I did, kind of a fun video, but then I also do a little descriptor about and so many people will say I have little Luxes in my beard, and I'm just like, oh, and then you go to the site and you're like, oh, that's not available.
Yep. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I talked to him here and there, and I messaged him the other night, and I was like, dude, if you don't put something in stock that I like soon, we're fighting because I'm getting tired of this. I said, and then what you like to do is you'll like wait till the end of the month. That's when my money's running low, and he'll put out like 3 things I like, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I don't like you right now because there's no way it's going to last a week. It's going to be gone in 24 hours. So there it goes.
Yeah, it's like a limited scent. When somebody else puts out a limited scent around the same time and you have a choice, you're like...
Everything Lux does is limited.
That's kind of like Ryan when he was trying to get that liquid gold butter from Beard Octane.
Dude, don't even remind me. Don't even remind me, man.
What's the story? What's the story, Ryan?
So probably around Christmas time, I think Mech was like, "Hey, you should go check out Beard Octane." Yeah, man.
Oh wait, Mech told you to go check out Beard Octane. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You think Mech likes
Yeah,
Octane? I don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't like it at all.
And I try to pick up the whole set, or the oil, balm, and butter. It was always sold out of the butter or the oil, the two main ones that I want to buy. I'm like, well, I'll wait until the next time, or until it comes into stock. I'd wait, and then the opposite would be out of stock. What the hell, man? I'm just trying to order this whole thing. I go again. Oh my god, dude, out of butter. Are you kidding me? And it's not even on sale anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's the herder.
That is the butter. It's the butter.
But that
You
liquid,
need the butter.
that liquid gold is like his #1 seller, I swear.
By far, it's I bought that because of Dan.
Mech, I'm not going to hear you talk about liquid gold again, am I?
I don't know, man.
What's going on there, Ryan? The other Ryan?
I think I know by now what Mech's favorite scent is. I mean,
Right?
What is it?
it's liquid gold? I pay attention, dude. See, I pay attention.
That's what's up.
Do you know what though? He makes all of his stuff, and he was my intro to real beard products because my first was Duke Cannon and the pine stuff from Beard Brand.
I still haven't tried Beard Brand.
The white label. I bought the white label, and supposedly Dan said that he's coming out with a new white label scent. So I'm interested to see that.
He just put it out.
Stone Mason.
Yeah, Stone Mason. Dan just put the video out for it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying them.
Is it Beard Brand or Barn Brand?
Beard Brand.
Yeah,
I tried their lumberyard, the white line.
Yep, it's
Beard
okay.
Brand, the one that's a little bit on the pricey side.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 50.
Some of these
Yeah.
names are like kind of close and they get kind of confusing at times.
Yeah.
Right. So the white
lumberyard didn't smell like anything though.
you didn't like? I thought it smelled like pine dust. Like if you go into the sawdust, go into the you're going into the shop, it's sawdust.
Right.
See, I didn't get that. It was just so light for me.
Oh, interesting. Because me and do you know who Beards and Banjos? It's one of his go-to butters too. I got the butter though. All I got was I didn't get the oil. I actually just bought, and this was early on. I didn't know what I was doing. I just bought that their butter or their balm. They don't even call it it's like has another name to it. But it's a balm, and it comes in a huge jar, and I still have
3.4 ounces, I think.
The utility bomb or whatever.
Utility bomb, right? I was like, it's not just balm. It's like something else balm. Yeah, and it's versatile. You can put that in as a butter and as a balm itself. But you have to like sawdust.
Well, I don't know if you guys have tried the Beard Struggle at all.
No, I've been steered away from them.
Yeah, well, the Beard Struggle actually, they reached out to me at one point, asked me if they could send me an ultimate kit. And I was like, well, I mean, sure, why not, right? So they sent it, and they have something that they send you that's called Stubble Bomb. Okay? It's called Stubble Bomb. And I was like, what is this for? Right? Because I didn't have stubble at that point. I had a full beard at this point. So I'm like, I don't need this. I don't know what it's for. And it says it's for a shorter beard. Right? So when you start scooping it out, I'm like, it's butter. It's basically what it is. It was butter. And when I looked at the ingredients and everything, it was basically a butter. They just gave it some weird name to make it sound different.
And sometimes I don't think that these companies, they don't. We've been in the beard game for a while, so and most of the companies we know how to label things. And sometimes if you're just making product and you're just trying to sell stuff, they don't have good names for it.
They'll just slap it. They'll call it anything. They don't care.
Yeah, they'll just call it whatever.
Beard Struggle's been in the game for a while.
Right, right. And that's interesting that they named it. Maybe that when they first got in the game, nobody had a name for it.
I don't know. They definitely upped their advertising lately too.
Yeah, they have like that Viking thing, right?
They've been pushing it. I've been pushing it hard. I don't know if maybe their feud with BeardTube actually hurt them. You know, maybe it did. He's got a big following, bro. He can hurt your company if he wants to.
Yeah.
Well, they're also pushing a morning oil and a nighttime oil.
I have both of them. I have both of them.
What did you think?
They sent them both to me. That's why.
Yeah. What did you think? What did you honestly think about it?
Their daytime oil is lighter than their nighttime oil. Honestly, their nighttime oil is a lot thicker than the daytime oil is.
Did you try using the thicker oil in the morning?
Who's watching what? Oh no, she's talking to somebody. I'm like, here's something.
There's a wife involved in this one.
Yeah, I was like, I hear something.
Yeah, sorry, she was talking about.
Oh, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't getting yelled at by Jasmine. I'm good. Like, she likes me. I ain't making her angry. I'm fine. It's fine. Let her keep yelling at you, dude. Go ahead.
We know better. We know better. We've been married for a little bit here.
We thought.
No, I'm divorced. I definitely know better. Okay.
Yeah, I was married and divorced and married again, so I've been through all of that stuff back then in this way.
I have nothing against marriage, but why?
When you love someone, but no.
Careful, bro. Careful, because no. But I'm sorry. Back to what we were talking about. The nighttime oil. The nighttime oil. It is thicker. It is. Did it have an extra added benefit for my beard or anything? I don't really know if it did much difference than the daytime one. It didn't feel a whole lot different in beard, but it was thicker.
Wasn't Beard Struggle also the one that was, I heard was like rebranding stuff or whatever?
They had a hot comb that they were slapping their name on, yeah. And it's been confirmed because they pulled it off their site and they came out with a new one. Yeah. So they got caught. That's that. They got caught.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yep. I mean, it's...
But it's not even like they rebranded it and tried selling it for like a normal price. They tried rebranding it as their own and selling it for $100.
A ridiculous amount.
Right.
The new one actually looks kind of cool, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting subject, because I know that not every person in this game knows how to make a beard wash and a beard. I mean, I think it takes a lot of time to get the beard wash and beard conditioner down. I think that there's quite a few companies that are using some sort of base and then putting their scent in it.
Rob Acker's here. Pay attention. Rob Acker's here. Rob's amazing.
What's up,
Rob?
Yeah.
What's going on, Rob?
Prac, are you talking about like basically if someone else is making your products for you? Is that what we're getting to here?
Right, exactly. So somebody's making something for you. Should you be saying, yeah, this is mine? Or because that's what I was thinking about with the beard struggle. So should you be saying, hey, this isn't mine, but I'm relabeling it?
What's up?
It's a sticky situation. It is.
Yeah.
Because if you admit that somebody else is making your product for you, like let's say, you say Beard Octane is making my wash for me. Well, then why would I buy from you? Why don't I just go buy from Beard Octane if they're making your wash?
Right.
You know? So it's a sticky situation for the company because you're right. You don't want to sit here and say it's my wash because you didn't make it. But I don't know. That's a tricky situation.
Yeah, that's a catch-22 right there.
Well, what I was thinking is if you have a wash, you have a scent. Maybe your scent is in that wash, and maybe because there's a base, and then you have your scent, and then it's your wash.
Yeah.
I mean, I just always like transparency. I want to know what's going on with my companies. I want to know, I want to be able to see through you. I don't want there to be like some hidden agenda down the road that I find out that you were like putting hormones in my beard stuff that's going to make my beard fall out because I'm coming for you and it's a promise. Okay. I don't care where you live. I'm getting there.
So that's awesome. And you know what I've really appreciated, and so that Rob is actually in here, I've appreciated his videos. He is somebody that he says the hard stuff. And he's done that several times in this community, and I just wanted to give him kudos for that. He's stuck up with his opinions of things, and he said it as it is. And he said something this week that was had to be said, and I appreciate people that are able to step up and give from their heart, and it's definitely heartfelt, their opinion of something. And then what I also appreciated, especially in this last video, is that he was able to learn something new from it. Hey, Chef. I could tell that he actually said, you know what, I was on the wrong train with this, and I learned that I was wrong. And I so appreciated that statement, because that shows learning and that shows growth. And I think if you do that, you may not be right all the time, and we're not going to be right as reviewers. But as long as you're willing to have that open mindset, that growth mindset, then you're always going to be in the right space.
Yep.
Well, I've said it from the beginning. Acker is one of the people that in this community I really look up to, and I trust his word. I trust what comes out of his mouth, because I've seen more than once. He's not going to back down. He's not going to back off of the way he feels. He'll fall on his sword. Like, that's just the way he is. His word is the way, his bond, and that's that. But it was different to see somebody realize, hey, okay, let me back off a bit. I was wrong about something, and I'm going to admit that I was wrong. I'm not going to hide from it. I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm going to stand up and say, I was wrong. I was misinformed, or I just thought of things the wrong way. And I now see it is for the good of things. And it's just one of the reasons I really look to him a lot of the times when I want to know what's going on with something. I trust his word, and we need people like him in the community. That's always going to be honest, no matter whether it's the popular opinion or not.
Right. He's a stand-up dude, down to earth, and full of honesty.
Yeah, like he said, like Rob said it himself, we have issues with pride, and we just need to let that go.
Yeah, well, and then that's the exact, and coming from my perspective, ego is the thing that gets in front of everybody when they are, that's the thing that destroys most of us, is that we think that we are, that our way of thinking is the correct way of thinking, and we attach ourselves to it. And then when we realize that we're maybe a little wrong, we get kind of upset, and we may blame, we may do all sorts of negative actions that create a negative situation for ourselves just based off pride and ego. Right. No point in it. No point in it.
Yep, it's not necessary.
No, and that's what, and like when we were talking about what we were going to talk about today, we're bringing up some big topics, and we expect this to keep growing in our channel, in our every 2 weeks here, that we're going to bring up tough topics, and we're going to say everybody's allowed to have their opinion. Nobody's allowed to. Everybody can be respectful.
Yep.
And there doesn't have to be a wrong and a right.
Where's the hat? Sorry, Bam. No hat tonight, Bam. I'm sorry. No hat tonight. I don't know what to tell you, brother. No hat tonight. I'll wear it for the next giveaways. I promise.
Yeah,
I'll wear the hat, okay?
You ruined his drinking night.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you, Bam. My apologies, brother. You know I love you. No, I mean, listen, I fully expect that as we go forward, and we're not gonna shy away. I hope we're not, and we're going to tackle the hard topics. And if something happens in the community, I want us to jump on it. And I get that down that road, we're probably going to piss a few people off as well. It's going to happen.
Yep.
But
no community is ever perfect,
I hope at the end of the day, people realize that we're just trying to be part of the community and give our honest opinions on things and help everyone at the long run.
We're human, and we're human as well, dang it.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's it.
I'm not. I'm part Martian.
There doesn't have to be a split or divide in the community, They're just tough topics do come up all the time,
Everyone has their own
opinion. Has to be said sometimes.
Well, right, but the discussion point is that you come with open honesty, open being and honest opinions, and realizing that your opinion is not going to be everybody else's opinion. We're all tainted by so many different reasons. And just knowing that when we have that discussion, a discussion, not an argument, then, we can talk it up. But the other thing is bringing it up. I think that, and I don't want to waste your guys' time, but I did
I'm good.
Rob's video was really good, and the reason why I thought it was is because, and this was a hard video to watch just because I know the owner personally, and it was extreme. And I've had a couple of these cases in the last 6 months, or it's almost been a year. Oh my goodness, since I started doing the bearded community. And a couple of these have come up with people that I know personally where something didn't go right. And the thing that he brought up in that video was an owner that I know personally. They live in town. And I have now stayed away from that because I know that is something that I feel bad, but I'll tell you that it got brought up, and that's one of those things where it should have been brought up. Yep. And we do have to talk about it because it is, as like what he said, somebody's getting out of pocket. We need to be able to keep each other accountable, and then additionally being able to just discuss it openly that I had this bad experience.
Yeah.
Without fear of being bullied or whatever it is that you feel like, some repercussions that will happen from you being honest and coming from a genuine place.
Absolutely. Completely agree with that.
Yeah, I completely can relate with that because, these guys, I've talked to them for a while because I was down about crap and something was just floating around and it was just nothing, and then these guys just kept kicking me in the butt, and it just finally clicked in my head. Like, you'll just have times like that where not everybody's going to agree.
No,
listen, at the end of the day, for every, my father taught me this actually, for every 5 people that tell you that they love you and you're great, there's 20 behind them making fun of you and saying that you're the worst thing they've ever seen, and that's fine. You're never going to make everyone happy. Nope. But at the end of the day, if you're real, if you're honest, and if you're just transparent, like who you are on this camera is who you are in your life, you're good, bro. Trust me. I haven't changed anything about me. This is who I am. And I'm not going to change anything for anybody. This is me. And that's that.
What's up, Blondie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, Blonde. I think that that's exactly well said, Joe. Well said. I think that, and what I really appreciated is that we as reviewers have come to this from different backgrounds and from different perspectives, and we said, hey, we're going to keep this positive, and that's the one thing that I think is and respectful. Even though there's what did somebody say?
0 real friends.
That is true. That's about true for me. Like, I hardly get along with anyone in real life. I'm like, don't have any friends. Like, oh, well.
Real life isn't even real life anymore, sir. Okay? Real life is not even real life anymore. Let's be honest here. Okay? People at this point are walking through their normal day just so they can get back to their devices and start posting on social media. Real life is not real life anymore.
I took a picture of this M&M bag at Walmart. It has like these different sayings on them for like Valentine's Day and whatever. And this one, it says, "I'm only social when I'm on social media." And I have to post that when I forgot to, but that is so true.
Yep. That is so true.
So I'm going to tell you about, and I was telling Ryan a little bit about this. So I am watching on Netflix something called The Circle. Have you guys heard of this?
Later, Chef.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard of it.
So it'll suck you in.
Oh, I didn't see Chef. My bad, Chef. I didn't see you, brother. My fault.
It is.
Have a good night, Goldilocks.
But so here is the interesting thing. So it's a social media reality show where they actually pretend to be they actually are social media in a room in an apartment where the only thing that anybody knows about them is their social media rep. And they get to just be like, it's like an Instagram kind of makeshift thing that you see on your television. And you have to like post things so that people will like you or not like you. And at the end, you win $100,000.
Okay.
So $100,000 is the prize money. And if you can convince people that you are who you are and likable, and you can stay throughout you win the 100K.
Yeah.
So the premise is that you have people that are catfishing people in there, and I was just like, that is so these phones. That is so Instagram.
Yep.
We've been hit by all these crazy people. You know, I was talking to somebody today about all the Nigerian hit-ups that I get on a daily basis, where it's some beautiful woman who's telling me that she would like to be my one and only.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
yeah,
I get
no.
Russian ones. I get Russian ones.
I don't know.
Like
how
that
much I
Madonna
spent in
challenge?
tickets already.
Yeah.
Like
I
that
had one the
Madonna
other day.
challenge meme thing.
What's the Madonna challenge? I've never heard of that.
It's a meme thing about Madonna challenge. It shows Instagram, Facebook, or Dolly Parton. Yeah, Dolly Parton.
Thanks, Jasmine.
It's one where it's like has different shows things. What was it Facebook, Instagram, something, and LinkedIn, and
Tinder.
She's gonna
Tinder.
snatch the headphones from you soon if you don't get this right.
Yeah, Tinder. So it shows how you portray yourself throughout the different social media networks.
Has anybody ever seen Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awesome show.
So have we all seen the episode where your social media score basically determines your life?
Aren't
Yeah.
they doing that stuff over in China right now?
Dude, that's the future. That's real. That wasn't like a show idea. They're telling us what's coming.
Is that the
But they
episode
will
where
be here.
is that the episode where he's like cycling until basically he works his life away, just like cycling on the spin cycle?
No. That was a different one. This one was where she was trying to get like a new house. And in order to get it, she needed a certain social media score to get there. And she tried to use her ex-best friend's wedding to get the votes. And it was weird. But at the end, she just snapped and had a terrible rating. She's
Do you like the whole fitness idea too? That could be like a fitness thing for the future too.
I think the whole thing is just warning us of what's to come, honestly.
Yeah.
One day we're all going to be constantly plugged in, and that's that.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly what they're saying. And a lot of those, that's exactly what I got from it, was that there's this futuristic outlook about and there's possibilities for all of it. The one where they die and actually their memories are saved in some sort of bank, and they can now interact as dead people in this heaven.
That was creepy. That was creepy. Come on, man. I don't want some teddy bear talking like my dead grandpa. That's no, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
No.
Big Brother is real.
Like,
and he said
the Z eyes. The Z eyes to me is what they were implanted with something at birth, to where basically you could control your own eyes, but the government had control over you too. That's nuts, but it could really happen one day. Like the man is out there. It's not actually one man behind the screen or something hitting a button, but it's out there, dude. They're just waiting.
The wizard, man. The wizard's out there.
No.
You don't believe me? Go on your YouTube, go live and say something they don't like. They'll shut off your channel real quick.
That's absolutely correct. And that's the interesting thing about it is that there's social impact on everything, but the truth is that these things we are sucked in. And it's ridiculous what we get sucked in on. The Netflix was one of the things I was thinking. I'm watching this ridiculous show called The Circle, and the only reason why I watch it is because the hook keeps you watching the next episode.
Right.
Yep.
And that's it, because they have a hook. Oh, wait till the next episode to find out what happened to so-and-so. So you're like, oh, I got to watch it. I got to watch what happened to so-and-so. And then I was thinking TikTok, and I had a philosophy discussion with one of my friends about TikTok and what feeds the need for people to, and that it kind of goes into YouTube, why we maybe started reviewing, I don't know. But TikTok is very blatant about, hey, here's me, look at me, and like me. And you'll put, like, all it is you are lip syncing to a video of some music, and you're lip syncing to it. And you could put different video, the videography to it. So you can put little different transitions and stuff. And you can, look like a singer. You could look, and it all expresses like different personality. Like if you sing a sad song, or you're pretending to sing a sad song, you're in a sad mood. So everybody's going to say, oh, prayers for you.
I was always making fun of TikTok for like the longest time though, because I was always telling my wife, I was like, anybody can be a star with TikTok. You know?
TikTok famous. TikTok famous.
Listen, I thought TikTok was for kids. Like I thought it was for like the little people in the world. You know, I see my daughter doing it all the time. That's fine. She was like 10. I saw like a 60-year-old woman do one the other day, and she was really into it. I was like, what? How is this all you have in your life? How is that possible?
And there's these one toys, I can't remember what they're called. You push on the back of them and then they turn into monsters. What's the... Hold on. Wait, what's the name of those one monsters you push them on them? And then they
Why don't we just put Jasmine on with us? I mean, then we don't gotta wait.
I don't know. There's some type of like evil pets where you squeeze their head and their teeth.
Oh, feisty pets. That's right.
Feisty pets.
Yeah, feisty pets. They actually use TikTok as their social media advertising for that toy. And it's crazy.
Oh, that's weird.
So that's their commercials, is TikTok.
Listen, it's a real thing. I mean, TikTok is actually like gigantic, and it didn't start off as TikTok. It started off as something else.
Musically.
Yes, it was Musically, because that's how I learned about it. My daughter was real big into Musically when it first started, and then she was like, "Oh, Musically got bought," and I was like, "Why would anybody buy that?" But apparently, there was good reason for it.
It's a huge.
Hey, people are making money on that.
I'm learning more and more that these dumb ideas that I have, I should just try them out, because you know people are getting rich off the dumbest stuff on the planet. So
my man is saying that I should watch the second series. See, this is what gets you right here.
There it is.
Second
he just
series.
gave you a cliffhanger. Yep.
I know. I can't. Now I got to watch the whole series.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Thanks,
Good night, Bam.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Bam.
Heck of a guy. Yeah. it does it. You just sit and watch it, and what it is that I think that my friend like told me about it so that I would get sucked in the same way he did.
Go watch Castle Rock. I need somebody else to be addicted to Castle Rock. Go watch Castle Rock.
There you go.
It's on Hulu. I need someone else to get addicted. Hulu. No, it's the sole reason I pay for Hulu at this point.
I watched that one show on Hulu that was about the it's the guy from Breaking Bad, the kid from Breaking Bad, and he's like in a cult.
Yeah. I can't remember it either, but I know what you're talking about.
That was a good show, and that was like, I'm kind of into that, as you guys well know, I'm kind of into that spiritual zone, and I've known a lot of people in cults because spirituality kind of can suck you into those type of things because you're open to it when you're, trying to.
I'm not joining a cult, Prek.
No.
It's not happening.
No, definitely
if that's what this is, if you're trying to lure us in, I'm telling you now, it's not going to work.
No,
it depends. Do you guys got good dental? I might join.
You're in one, the beard cult.
Oh, there you go. It's the cult of Instagram.
Dude, listen. That's something else that I did not realize really about the beard world, and it's a real thing actually. And Boston Mike actually talked about it. Instagram essentially takes over your life when you get into the beard world. It really does. I mean, I am on my phone at this point, I'd say probably 16 hours out of the day, easily responding to different people, posting things, making sure we stay relevant, basically. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I have a good question. How many of us, since we started doing beard stuff, use less of Facebook and use more Instagram?
I haven't been on Facebook in years.
Me.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. That's the first thing that dropped, and I've tried to make back a presence. Like I tried to do a group of bearded practitioner group, and I don't get anybody to go because nobody is on it.
I just use it to cross.
That's even like Dan started the command community over on Facebook. And I think even he said like he was a little surprised that it didn't get a little bigger right away. But it's because the beard community just doesn't have that big of a presence on Facebook, I don't think, which is weird. But it's just reality.
I don't think they have a format.
I think everybody keeps Facebook for personal.
Yeah, that's what I
My
do too.
Facebook
Because
is
I
my
don't.
personal still. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't join Facebook like beard groups because I think it's too personal. I don't want to give out that much personal information off of there. So that's the whole
His
reason why
group
I
is
don't.
closed though, so it just
Yeah.
never goes out.
Yeah, because I'm part of that BC Buttons group, the Private Beards, Live Bearded, Dan C's, Faith.
Yeah, I'm part of the Live Bearded one. Yeah.
Yeah, Live Beard it's interesting. It was my first experience with a community.
It's interesting
And
they never talk about the beard stuff ever.
No, it's always personal, very personal.
Yeah, very personal. So I kind of started steering away from it after a while.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. Every now and again it was cool, but just
there's a lot of
sometimes
drama.
you want to escape from personal. You want to escape from the drama of your real life and just go see a bunch of guys who are nuts like you that spend a fortune on beard stuff every day.
Drama is why I avoid Facebook.
Yeah, well, you know what? And I had to have this discussion with my daughter, my oldest daughter, a bit ago, and it was just like, keep the personal drama off social media. It's there forever, and nobody knows how to gauge it. And it's like you're not a soap opera.
Yeah, it's something I worry about with my daughter as she's getting older here. I know she's going to start, oh, can I have a Facebook? Can I have this? Can I have that? And I worry about it because the social media has become a real platform for bullies, like a real big one. Mm-hmm. They can not only harass you now when you're at school with them, but they can harass you 24/7, basically. And that's what worries me about stuff like that. I just have to trust that I've raised a little girl who knows what she's doing and will handle herself.
Right. And bullying is the cyberbullying thing. I thought, how could anybody just not put themselves away from these phones keep you connected, and so you're never away from it, and you feel like you have to be connected because then you're not part of your friends, because all of your friends are on the social media apps and they're going to ask you questions. It's like, I was thinking about it, trying to put some our age groups. It's like going and watching A-Team. When we were kids, everybody around the bus stop, after we watched A-Team that last night, we got around the bus stop and we talked about A-Team. You remember that part that we did that?
Yeah.
Same way about our phones. If they don't see social media, did you see that new YouTube? Did you see that new?
I'll give you another one. Back when Nintendo first came out. And if you were the only kid, I mean, I wasn't that kid, thank God. But if you were the only kid who didn't own a Nintendo in your class, it was like, you don't have a Nintendo? Like, it was like the worst thing you ever did in your life. Meanwhile, you were like 8. You had no control over that. Like,
do you have Super Mario? Do you have Super Mario? Do you know about that second level? That third level?
Yeah.
level? I remember that. I remember having discussion.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, the game nobody ever beat. Ever.
The Konami code.
That's
Mike Tyson was an animal. That dude did not let you win, ever.
No, he did not.
He was a
Konami
nightmare.
Code. Yep.
And as a kid, I had nightmares about Mike Tyson. Turns out for good reason. He bites people's ears off and stuff. So, I mean, it looks like my fears were well documented.
Do you remember watching that Holyfield fight? So I totally remember that. That was crazy nuts.
I saw him spit something. I just didn't know what he spit. And then when I realized what it was, I was like, I just watched a grown man bite another grown man's ear off and spit it into the crowd. I've seen it all. That's it. I'm good. Yep. I was like, that's it. Nothing else is ever going to surprise me in life.
That was. I remember just being in shock. Like, that just really happened.
Yeah.
Like I remember being pretty shocked when I remember OJ running around in his white Suburban.
I remember not understanding why everybody was mad that he was driving around in his truck. I didn't get what was going on at first. And then when I realized what was going on, I was like, so why are they just following him? Why doesn't anybody cut him off? They just followed him for like an hour. I'm like, put a roadblock up, something, stop the man.
Something. Then there was like people just viewing it just to be part of the show. That
was the craziest thing.
Yeah, that was the first time, and we all knew who he was. So it was like, what the heck? It's just happened.
Yep.
Crazy. Well, it's kind of like that Kobe thing this week, right?
Oh, please. I'm a huge basketball fan, and the Kobe Bryant thing was rough, but it was even harder when I realized that as a parent, Kobe went through the worst minute of his life probably as that copter went down, and he realized not only was he going away, but his daughter, who was in the copter with him, was going too. Like, if he was still conscious through all that, that had to be the worst minute of his life because there was nothing he could do to help his daughter. And that's a horrible feeling.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is.
It's like the worst. It's a nightmare for a parent. I think that's why we're definitely protective of our kids and I think that's actually the biggest nightmare. Yeah.
I've been called the helicopter parent more than once, and I'm fine with that. I'm good.
Be that. I've been on, I've seen people that aren't, and their kids don't turn out so well.
No, I'm good with that because my daughter also knows, like, maybe I'm a helicopter parent, but you don't go without. You know what I mean? You get what you want, and she does the work to get what she wants. Like I tell her, good work gets rewarded. Grades, all that stuff. Well, then we're good on this end. I got you. What do you want?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
More beard products.
That's right.
She does, though. She does. It's crazy. She does.
That's so funny. I think that's awesome. I think that's the best part. I think that having that is, and you know what? My son is also involved in my beard reviews, as you guys know. And I think he gets more of a fun. He has more fun doing them than I do because he's just animated. He's excited. He's like, and I think it's hanging out with dad, right? Hanging out with dad.
You know, it's funny as she gets older. You know, because again, she's in her preteens now, so it's coming. I know it's coming. You know, the day's coming where the phone and the friends and the boys are all going to be a lot more important than dad is at one point. You know,
Yep.
But she still always comes back. You know, like even as she's made more friends here and stuff, she'll come home from school every day and, Dad, did you get beard mail? Do you need my help with something, Dad? Do you want me to do a video with you? And it's just something cool that keeps us kind of connected the whole time.
Yep.
Right.
It'll help
That's
you.
what you need, though.
That is what it's all about. Ryan, how old's your daughter?
3.
That's a good age.
I still got time.
You got
That's
plenty of time
amazing.
and plenty of fun. And I think one of you does. I know maybe to Chad, or you do have a kid, right?
Yeah, I've got a 6-year-old daughter, Reagan.
Dude, I thought Chad was like 12 till the other day. Like, no offense, dude.
You should see me when I take if I didn't have no hair on my face, dude. Yeah, I would.
Dude, I'm serious, man. I honestly thought you were like maybe like at best 22, 23.
Hey, I'll take it.
I honestly did. I did not think you were anywhere near my age. I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, I'll be 36 coming on September.
I mean, I just assumed all guys around my age are old, out of shape, and ugly, like me.
Hey, I'm 31.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, but Ryan, you're with me, so we're good. I mean, I'm talking about Chad. No.
Cool. Well, guys, I have to head on out to the other world. My wife is probably like, Andy, you said an hour, buddy.
Right.
And I know that I'll pushing it tomorrow because we're gonna do another live with Mr. Joe again. So
yeah, I'll be there. My brother will be with us too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, buddy.
Glad you are.
Yeah. I enjoy talking to some really cool people, and I think that's what we have here is we have that really cool vibe going. So we'll just have to keep it up. We're doing this for everybody who is watching every 2 weeks. It will be on somebody's channel. It may not always be mine, because I may have stuff going on, but we've committed to every 2 weeks, and we will definitely, you will see us.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Hi, Jeff.
So yeah, and I think that everybody is really committed to keeping this honest, upbeat, positive, and as long as we're doing that, we're going to keep going as long as they let us. So we wrap it up. What is going on for the rest of the week? The weekend, we got Super Bowl coming up. Who's our teams?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. That's not easy.
And the Chiefs.
I am
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs and the
What
49ers.
are these sports you speak of?
Chiefs.
So is Tyson will? Yeah, there we go. So I was waiting for Tyson. I didn't even know he was in. So
Hey, Chiefs all the way. Yep.
yeah. So I grew up near Kansas City for about 4 or 5 years when my dad's Air Force. We lived about 4 years
Echo.
away. Yeah, I think Yep.
Nope, Zebra just fixed it.
Yep. So I grew up around when the Chiefs during the 80s, and they were horrible. And I've been a Chiefs fan ever since. So I'm a Cardinals and a Chiefs fan. I kind of grew up around both teams. And this is, I mean, other than the Cardinals going to the Super Bowl and almost winning against the Steelers, I will say that this is one of the pinnacle moments of a football,
Here's what I'll say. While I think the 49ers have a great team and I think they're going to be tough to beat, I think Mahomes is playing like a man possessed right now. Yeah. And it's going to take a miracle to stop him. They're going to have to put up their best defensive game ever. They're going to have to be perfect because he's just playing lights out football right now. And the Chiefs have so many weapons that it's like a kid in a candy store right now.
Yeah. They're amazing. The only hit on them is their defense lets people score on them.
Yeah, but Mahomes puts up 60 a game. So what's the difference?
Right, exactly. It becomes a basketball game, and they can put it up in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, they won that one game, and they were down 21 points, 24 points, and they came back and beat them. And they came back.
They were down 24-0 and put up 42 straight.
Yeah, how can you even compete with that? So
insanity, dude.
Hoping for a good Super Bowl, but enjoy, be safe, guys. What else is going on for your week? What do you guys? I know that I told you I'm doing the miners.
Yeah, just a meetup. Chad and I are doing tomorrow.
Yep. Gonna meet up in Auburn.
I'm going to spend most of the week at a doctor's office, unfortunately.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all right. But it's okay. The girl who runs the office is kind of hot. It's fine.
There's a positive line.
You got to find the positive everywhere, dude. You have to. Otherwise, you go crazy.
Absolutely.
I got a couple of
I'm just doing on the unpacking now that I'm done.
Yeah. Unpacking and then packing and unpacking.
Ryan, man, we got to do one of our late nights.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Our lives get a little bit crazy, but that's fine.
Yeah, what do you got going on, Mech?
Working on a couple of different vehicles. I got a privacy fence to finish up. And like meeting up with Zebra. So
that's awesome.
Oh, Mech, while you're in here, Tuesday, right? Did we establish that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Good times, guys. Good times.
I'll get you
that
tracking number too.
Oh, sorry.
What?
I'll get you that tracking number as well.
Yeah. I'll do the same thing. No worries.
Well, thanks for everybody who has joined us. Tyson, thank you for reaching out again, being on our stream. Didn't even know you were there, but got to get to go Chiefs. Yes, there we go. And you guys have a great night, great weekend, and hope to talk to you guys all soon.
Practice safe, brother. Guys, be good, guys. You guys know you need me, I'm here.
Right on, guys.
Everybody's leaving. 1, 2, 3. There we go.